Yeah, as we wander down through here, everything is saturated. And we'll wander up and see how much rain is in the rain gauge up here on the field. And, oh boy, it's wet. You know, I put these skid steer tracks in here years ago on this steep hill, and I mean, it's steep. If you want something that really controls the erosion, they've done the trick. Because if you look back down that hill, I don't know how many thousands of gallons have went down that hill, but it hasn't washed it out in 10 years. And those skid steer tracks really help break the flow to where it didn't erode your heel out. Yeah, here's a casualty of going fast on the 13th. I bent the tongue somewhat on that planter. I think I can straighten it out. I've noticed a lot of guys bend them tongues, but that's what you get when you're going 1,000 miles an hour trying to beat Mother Nature. This ground up through here is really saturated. I mean, like I said, it's probably rained every day to some degree from the 13th through the 23rd. Last Sunday I finished up turkey hunting on the 16th, and it started raining about 10:30, and basically it rained all last week. Now we're up here on top, and you can see these borascas and stuff. This was left over from the Foodplot seed from last fall, and you got plenty of turnips and radishes in there, and it's amazing how much that germinated. And had a subscriber ask me if that would last until fall. Well, I don't intend it to last till fall. I just didn't want to turn it under because it could have some food source, or it's a fawning area. It really it really took off with the oats and the ryegrass, turnips. It's just amazing. Well, there's our rain gauge up here on the cultivated field. Yeah, that little gauge shows right at 2 inches in it up here in the open. So, yeah, that's pretty good rain. We are getting germination of beans right there. You can see right there. They're in a row right there. So if we get the heat that's predicted, that's 13 days. They ought to really start popping. Yeah, here's some of these. Let's pull this guy out. Boy, there we go. We got that guy up out of there. But with that, see, there's healthy soil for you right there, folks. See that nightcrawler going in there? And that's a heck of a root system. That's a heck of a root system right there. And like I say, you know you got your soils in good health when you got night crawlers like that size growing in there. And with that radish type, you can see how long that is, and that helps keep the soil, it aerates it. Another reason I'm doing that is so all these so-called know-it-alls across this country of ours tell me how I'm ruining my soil by cultivating it and herbicides and on and on and on. They're all know-it-alls. Well, that's funny. Tell it to those night crawlers and that root system, because that contradicts what they're trying to tell you. Now, in some areas, I may have to agree with them on that, but not here on this land, because soil samples and land management and electing to leave this the way it is until fall created numerous tons of forage for all, from the night crawler to the honeybee, you name it. And so when they want to run their mouth that I'm killing the soil Well, they can kiss this because, and I wouldn't even give them the privilege to do that because, but anyhow, there was proof in the pudding. So, anyway, just trying to make a statement. Like I say, I get bastardized by some of those people that think they know it all. Well, this is one son of a bitch that grew up eating what you grew, and because we didn't mow grass, we grew gardens back in my day. It's a whole different scenario. This would also give the turkeys if they chose to, I'm just speculating, a place to lay a clutch of eggs, whatever. And I will take this out in the fall, and you can see the variety of it. There's clovers in there. There's just quite a mixture, and you can also see the deer track in here. So quite a few deer track. I don't see any turkey track. I figured they'd be in here, but boy, it's muddy up here. It's Mud City. Boy, I hope that didn't come out like that. I can see where I planted on almost the same row. But, oh well, we'll have beans. Let's put it that way. Boy, that rain brought out the hint of the woods of mushrooms growing on them dead trees. That's a bounty crop right there. Okay, see if you can give the fishy some food. Come up here to Grandma and get a thing. Throw some fishy food out there. I think with all the snow we had and the pond being down, I think our fish died out. And, it had a lot of fish kill in Iowa over the winter. So they should be swarming that. But, you know, nature's what it is. Well, here's a situation that happened, and now we gotta redo, and I should have did it, but the tree is so huge. It's like 124 inches around, and plus this old hickory, it died, so there's a dead root system in it. And as we go down here, and this is always an Achilles heel, and I was gambling right here where this tree is. All you gotta do, 2 yards away, is running water. And what you got going here is this old tree here rotting out, with the roots rotting out, and this big giant cottonwood having a root system into the back slope of the dam has opened up a swamp. I took out several trees, but those trees were big at the time, and you can see the water. And this is May 23rd, so what I'm going to do is have an excavator come in and get that tree down, and then you can see how tall the grass is on Lil Donnie. Anyhow, that's just something that happens, and I was hoping it wouldn't happen, but it did. So I'll take that tree down, then bring these slopes that are high in here and fill all this in to where it's level across. But right now we're going to have to, we're going to wait for it to dry out some. It'll take a pretty good sized excavator to dig that root ball out, and it's going to be huge. But it's got to be done because now as much water has ran through there, It's just an open path. And you can see it. It's at the toe of the slope. And yeah, we got to take that out of there. And then, like I said, I'm going to bring those side hills in and fill that all in. So that'll be level. So I got the dirt on site, thank God. Anyway, now they're up here doing a wood tick check. A wood tick check on Lil Donnie.
Why do you think I'm cold and not green?
Oh, it's way out. Well, like I said, that's at the base of the, that's why the cottonwoods grow so good, because of the moisture. And they grow in wet places. And I'll have to get it taken out this summer and start the slope over again. Turtle out there in the pond.
You know what?
Yeah, you can see him.
I'm going to do a charge.
But there's no fish, because what happened was the water level went down last year because of the drought. Then we had constant snow cover and closed out any sunlight to create any oxygen. So those big bass we had are no longer with the living. Creek's got a lot of water in it.
It's holding.
Wow, clover needs mowed bad. It really took off. So did some of the grasses. The tree fell down over there. Man, oh man. Oh yeah. That clover's boot high. But I'm getting a lot of weeds in here. They really took off.
Yeah, they all made the wings.
We'll walk over here and see if we can find a baby deer. Wow, I gotta get this mowed. That's gotta dry first. Okay, here we go. That's a baby deer. Walk up there by it and don't touch it. Okay, back up. Wow, wasn't that cool? What did you think of that?
How cool was that? How big was it?
That's what I told you folks. Foodplots, so much more than killing.
This side, right?
Here we are in God's Cathedral on Sunday morning, the 23rd day of May, and Lil Donnie just seen his first baby of the world. That was pretty cool. Not too many little 5-year-olds get to see that. And what that is.
So look, do you see that right there?
Coyote poop.
Yeah, and see the hair? It's because it ate an animal. It ate something, like a bunny maybe.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
Okay.
Why don't you want to see it? It's real.
It's poop.
Yeah.
I don't want to see poop.
Well, you've seen something live and you've seen something dead. And you're in the wild. You walk on up there, Grandma. I'll tell you what, folks. Divine intervention just occurred again in my lifetime. On a Sunday morning, numerous places you could go, and you take your grandson to see a baby fawn in the wild. You have no GPS unit. The only GPS unit you have is the man up above. Believe in him or not. But you could have walked all this ground and trying to show your grandson and your daughter a baby fawn and walk right to it. That's one word: divine intervention. Just amazing. Pond's got a lot of water in it, but it's also got that leak in it. So we'll eradicate that leak.
I really did find one.
Yeah? Well, tell me about it.
For a second we couldn't even see him. He was running in, then we saw him.
Yeah?
He was right in front of our faces.
How big? Just that big? Wow! You mean he was like the size of Tiny Steve?
But Tiny Steve is now this big.
Oh.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that Sunday morning outing with us. And take a grandchild, take a neighbor's child, take anybody's child that you can out into the woods and let them enjoy nature. Get them off that YouTube stuff and all that. I mean, you're watching this on YouTube, but go out and create that. Get them with them video games is what I'm talking about. And I want to emphasize again, food plotting is not solely about killing anything. It's about enhancing the overall wildlife in your area and the habitat. And you just seen it firsthand.